Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another glorious day here at the Tango Hotel. And yes, indeed, my dudes, today we return with more awesome sauceness here. Crafty Kita, greetings and salutations, my friend. I'm assuming Joker is well and with you as well. Excellent. Muy bien, my friend. And so, my dudes, my bros, my homies, as you can tell from the title of the stream today, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good day. Can you hear this? You cannot. but, excuse me. Give me 1 second. I just need to make sure this is working. And we go with Yeti. Boom. And now you should be able to hear this. Okay, we'll work on that here in just a second. I don't think there's any actual audio coming through the thing. We'll move that. So, my dudes, my bros, my homies, today we are doing an awesome thing. It's called voice acting, and I cannot wait to get in on it. It's been a while. Unfortunately, I have not been able to do it as much as I want due to everything that's like happening in my life right now. What do we got? Oh yes, the sip is coming. So, just give me 1 second. Amasol's Chronicles, the thing you see up above is an absolutely magnificent story written in the universe of Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. Let me actually open another one. Nope, that's the wrong one. There it is. So you can see the he does have a like picture at the beginning, right? Yeah, there you go. So this story is by a man who calls himself, I don't know how to pronounce this, Benonea. Yeah, there you go. He's got a YouTube channel linked in the YouTube description, and we are going to be reading voice lines for a character that I'm playing in this story, where he is making videos and having various creators that are interested in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen do the voices. And I am playing a female orc known as Val, or Val Grugtrinostek, as she would call herself. And it has been a very interesting thing, especially trying to play a female with my voice the way it is. But it has been a challenge that I have been more than up to. And so, on that note, my friends, I want you to join me now in the most glorious of kumbayas by joining me, by grabbing your cup, your mug, your glass, perhaps your taker, chalice, or a stern, maybe a canteen, chuck, a flask, a vessel of any kind. You fill it with your favorite beverage. That's right, it's the evening coffee, and it is waifu made tonight. Yes, it is. And so, my dudes, my bros, my homies, all you gotta do is join me now for the most awesome sauceless thing in the universe. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it's happening right freaking now. Go! Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. All right. So apparently, here's another problem I've had. Apparently, the last couple streams I've done, my YouTube audio, I do not need that in there. Yeah, my YouTube audio has been absolutely ridiculous to the point where let's do this one. Can you hear it? Barely. Bet you can hear it now. Yeah, there we go. I was so annoyed, and mainly it's because I've been having a hard time. I wanted to hear things, and it was just, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that and get her done. So I need to just make sure my speakers are lower. I think it's because I moved my setup, so some of my speakers can like actually enter the microphone space, and it's up louder because I'm hard of hearing. But the reason I'm wearing these today is because I have to be able to hear what goes on the audio track that I'm doing my voice acting for. I need to be able to hear the audio in the best possible way. Mick fire. Not here. Yeah, that's one of my voice acting lines from the last chapter. So, my dudes, my bros, my homies, are you ready? So we are going to be starting off. I didn't do a lot of these. I didn't do any of these on stream. I wanted to for the longest time, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna confess something. I was kind of scared. I played video games. I've done politics a little bit online. This is something where it's like well outside of my comfort zone. Like I have so much anxiety right now because I'm about to act, and yeah, it's yeah. What's really funny is I never used to get stage fright when I was younger and I used to act. But I mean, I was doing like high school and college plays. It's not really. It's like whatever, right? It wasn't being recorded, so the entire world could at some point maybe review it for posterity's sake, right? So, yay. But anyway, my character, like I said, is a female orc who is part of the orc tribes, and they were kicked off of their lands when humans arrived to Terminus, which is the name of the place that the story takes place. And it is a place, and Terminus is a very apt name because it is a place of conjunction where races from like other I want to say universes, but that's kind of how it works, or other worlds get thrown in to this world, and they all kind of meet and mesh together. And some have been there a really long time. Some of them are just arriving. Like humans came 50 years ago in the story, and they landed basically where the orcs were supposed to, where their land was. And when the orcs went off to war, the humans showed up. The humans claimed the land. The orcs came back. There was a big fight. Orcs lost. And, well, you know the rest. Or excuse me, you know how that goes. So, Val is a 50-year-old female orc, and she's supposed to be the leader of the orc tribe. And she looks more like a human than the other female orcs. It was foretold in the prophecies that she was sent by their god. I forget the name. What's it? Hang on a second. The name of the god should be in the first. No, that's not it. Oh, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. Ushava. That's it. Ushava the Strong. Yeah, that's her name. So Ushava made Val into more human-like orc. Now, obviously, she looks like a normal, mostly fantasy orc in how she, in her features and whatnot. But the other female orcs look even more orcish, more pig-faced, more, bigger tusks, things like that. And obviously, the male orcs are huge, hulking slabs of meat that are very stupid. And so far, it's been a very interesting story. She got banished because she vied for control of her tribe, and one of the other orc females won. The orcs in this world are not actually that stupid. It's just mostly the male orcs that are that stupid. The female orcs are actually quite cunning and extremely intelligent. In fact, they live in a pseudo matriarchy, like an oligarchic matriarchy, where I believe the women elect the ruler through strength, kind of deal, and their ability to be cunning and ruthless as far as like politics and shit goes. And so she lost and got what's it called, exiled from her tribe and cannot return. And so she spent the last like 50, or has it been 50 years that she's been exiled? I think it's been either that or, yeah, something like that. She's either 50 years old or she's been like exiled for 50 years. I can't remember which, but it's not really important. It's been a long freaking time. And she still looks like she's, young. Also, here's another interesting tidbit. As a female orc, because they're orcs, and she's female, she's about the same size as Uman. Uman, that's right. And the man, the Uman that she is with in this story, is named Kador. And he's a normal height. I think he's about 6 foot-ish, about that. And him and Val are comparable in build. And her fighting ability is quite intense. And so this is one of the reasons I decided to take this role, is because, well, if she's about the size of a man, we know that even female humans, if they're big enough, their voice can get very deep as well. Not as deep as a male voice, but considering they're orcs, I figured I might be able to do it. And while I don't have a very good example of like a long ass speech that I've made that could give you an example, here's one. Let's see what this one says.
Stupid. Orc can make no clan with two orc. I need all clan to respect, to fight, to prosper. You have no clan, then?
And Benani, and Ben, I was just calling him that, has been kind enough to up pitch my voice just ever so slightly for that. And what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to use like a husky, like, you know, like almost a whisper voice. Some females have those that have a little bit deeper voice. And so I've been trying to do that. And she has like this mix where she talks. And it's like a mix of Russian with a little bit of Jamaican accent in it. Yes, this is why Oshava is so strong. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't usually lay the Russian on super thick. It's mostly just like I want a pseudo-Slavic accent with a little bit of that like tribal Jamaican flair in there. It sounds pretty good, I think. And I've literally been watching videos on how to do Russian and Jamaican accents and how to where you do the vowels and whatnot. So we're gonna give this a try. So we're gonna set up the story where we are. We are basically in the last chapter. Val and Kador are looking for a stone that's magical, obviously, MacGuffin time, and they are supposed to be going to visit a giant or something like that. Or no, they find a giant who had the stone that they were looking for, but that giant is dying of poison and the stone is gone. And the giant tells Val, excuse me, because she could speak the giant's language, tells Val that the orcs, her tribe specifically, killed him, poisoned him, and stole the stone when he wouldn't give it to them. And this is considered like heresy to the orcs, and the fact that they did it just like blows Val's mind. And so what that means is that means the tribe doesn't know, and it was only a few of the leaders that did it. That's why they used poison, right? That's why they didn't just like slaughter the dude, because they could have just used the males for that, but the males would have never went along with it because it would be dishonorable. How about that? And so they have hatched a plan to get the stone from the orc tribe that Val is from, and that plan involves essentially Kador submitting himself to the orcs. Strudushia Uman! The crowd chanted as it dragged Kador through the dirt streets of Hangor, which is the city thing that the orcs live in. The great bastion of the North Tusk orcs. Excuse me, I should let the author speak. The guards in front tugged on the coarse rope binding his hands together as they made their way up the side of the sloped town. An untied Uman, as they were called. An untied Uman, as they were called, generally meant a non-threat to the clan. But if someone was led through the town tied up, it signified a menace to the town. Therefore, no respect was merited. Stradushia. I think that's how you say it. Strid, not dra. Eshu, Studraishu. There you go. The orcs poured into the street as they saw the man being led toward their leader's perch. Young orc children carried wooden swords and spears and jumped up and down in all the excitement. The soldiers pulled hard on the lead, and Kador stumbled over a rock outcropping and fell to his knees. The crowd circled closer and closer to him as he struggled to his feet. One orc stepped into the perimeter and kicked him in the shoulders, trying to knock him over. Kador had just enough movement in his hands to grab the orc's foot and twist, sending him to the ground beside him. And then it started. A large couple of orcs grabbed their comrade and pulled him away from the dangerous Uman, while two others stepped in and kicked him, one in his face and one in his stomach. The chanting stopped, replaced by garbled shouts from each individual crowd. The soldiers holding his binds decided he wasn't getting up fast enough and backtracked a few steps and joined in the beating. Kador put his arms up, but the lack of movement from his bound hands kept him from blocking the onslaught of blows from the crowd. A sharp heat was felt on the side of his thigh, followed by a jerk of someone pulling out a sharp object of some sort. His captors yelled something loud, and the crowd ceased long enough for them to raise him to his feet. In the span of 15 seconds, Cato was bleeding out of multiple places on his face, chest, an arm, and a leg. It wasn't the first time he'd been piled on in a brawl, but it was the first time there was nobody near. It was the first time there was no nearby lawman to assist if things got out of hand. These orcs would not hesitate to torture and kill him. The large hall where the leader of the North Tusk orcs presided was not that far from the crowd. Not that far. Excuse me. I'm not recording any of this. I'm reading this for entertainment's sake because we're going to get into the voice acting here in a second. I wanted to just build it up. So, the North Tusk orcs presided. The large hall where the leader of the North Tusk orcs presided was not that far as the crow flies. There's something about putting idioms in your writing. But the streets in the city wound back and forth across the mountainside, elongating the random beatings from those in the crowd. Even the young ones would run up and either poke him with their dull stick spears or smack him with the sides of their wooden swords, no doubt leaving bruises all over his body. He just had to make it to the Arashuk. Usharuk. That is the leader. That's their leader. Chieftain. You know what's the funny thing is? I think it's that phrase in it that makes it kind of clunky to read. Yeah, wireless, I agree. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I try not to be critical of Ben because he did an amazing job. The story is really good. As soon as I started reading it, I was like sucked into it. Both this story, the one that I'm part of, and the other story that's going on are really, really, really cool. It's just I have watched. I don't consider myself a writer, but I have written many documents over the course of my life for, the military or for school or papers or whatnot. And so I do know how to weave language so that it sounds certain ways if I need to. And I've also listened to countless lectures from, writers and storytellers and stuff like that. And it's just, I can recognize a lot of the things that might be not optimal and might make your story harder to read for some people, especially if they're not an American from, far as the crow flies, that's definitely an American idiom. I don't know if the English or Australians use it. I don't know how common it is across the Commonwealth, and I'm assuming that if you speak another language other than English as your first language, you're not going to know any of what that means. So, yeah. And it's just, so what I'm saying is that I do believe that I do have the qualifications to critique word and language use in writing. I do not have the bona fides to actually critique a story or the flow and stuff like that. I can, but I don't think I'm that good at it, right? But when it concerns how to use language in a read document, I think I'm pretty good. It's just like this first statement right here. Right here, an untied human, as they were called, pretty good. And then this part, generally meant a non-threat to the clan. I can understand what kind of thing he's going here, but this definitely feels a little clunkier than it needs to be. You know what I mean? And that's kind of But, again, I'm not going to... I like the story, and that's not why I'm here. I'm here to voice act, but I can't help myself, right? So... I'm also no writer, but I can hear. Yeah, it's that kind of thing, and so I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to go there. But it's because you don't need as they were called. You did it here. You kind of know they're talking about Kador because of the story that happened before. So the reader knows that it's close enough to human that it's obvious, right? So you really don't need that. An untied Uman. And then generally a non-threat to the clan. You probably don't need to use to the clan, right? Or and maybe meant just generally not a threat. But being led through the town bound signified a menace.
and therefore no respect was merited.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's just a better way to word it. But again, we're just gonna because yeah, it's just one of those things. But I do believe he wrote this not to be read. He wrote this to be spoken. So it's a narrator thing. So I can't speak to that specifically. So we're gonna It's just like the large hall where the leader of the North Tusk presided. Like this is also a little bit clunky, but even the Youngwoods. Yeah, we already did that. Do we? Where do we go? Yeah, sticks and bruises. Yeah, the Autoshuk. On the side of the mountain divide, overlooking the town of Hangor, Valgrug Thrinostek, banished Karuk of the North Tusk Orcs, followed the crowd with her eyes as the town emptied into the streets. I believe Karuk means potential leader, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it means. The Arashuk, the Osharuk is the actual leader, and she was a potential one, and I think that's what that signifies. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've read that part of the story. So now we're talking about Val. On the side of the mountain overlooking the town of Hangor, Val Gugthrinostek banished Garuk of the North Tusk Orcs, followed the crowd with her eyes as the town emptied into the streets. She kept in her squatted posture as she jaunted down the huts on the outskirts. She could hear some of her fellow orcs still in the house. Val peered around the corner of the building at the crowd, now at least 500 paces away. They were heading up the last incline before it opened into a courtyard of sorts before the hall. She darted backside to backside, working her way around the outside town behind the huts and barracks and shops, until she was just behind a building on the backside of the hall. She spotted the guard's entrance on the backside, right where it had always been. She moved toward the empty clearing. An orc soldier came around the corner of the building. She stepped back, unsure what he would do. Okay, so before we get into any dialogue, we need to know this. When Val is speaking in English, she has an accent. That is why when she speaks, I use the Russian accent mixed with a little bit of a Jamaica. That's what we do. Because she's speaking the English, right? We roll the R's, we do the teeth thing, we do all that shit. And there's a U thing in there too, I know. So we're going to do all that. But here's the thing. If she's speaking Orcish, she doesn't have an accent. So excuse me, I need to turn my camera on. So when she speaks, she doesn't have an accent. When she speaks Orcish, she doesn't have as much of an accent, and I'm not going to give her as much of an accent. It's going to be very, very light. Like you can hear it. You can definitely hear it here. Check it out.
Stupid. Orc can make no clan with two orc. I need all clan to respect, to fight, to prosper.
Mm-hmm.
You have no clan then? You say you father die. You mother die. You have no clan.
Yeah. So she's speaking English in that sentence, and she's talking to a human. And so she's got the tusks and she's got the accent, and that's why I made it sound like that. I wanted it to sound as realistic as possible. Oh, Flaming King, what's up, buddy? Yes, we are voice acting tonight. I am doing my my stuff for Amisal's Chronicle. Amisal Chronicle? Amisal Chronicles. For the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen project that we're doing. Okay. And so if you give someone an accent when they're speaking English and English is not their native language and they have an accent because of it, when you're translating their actual language, so if you had an actual Russian speaking English, then he would have a Russian accent. But if he's speaking Russian to someone else and you need to voice act that in English, but it's Russian, right? What you would do is you would lose the vast majority of his accent. So it would sound more like a light Russian accent, a very, 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 very light touch, so that it is still Russian, but it's in Russian, so they don't sound like they have an accent to one another, right? They would never sound like that. The orc stopped a moment and stared at her face. Also, I like the way my voice sounds, and I love reading, and I can hear it very well in my headphones. So that's one of the reasons I'm reading as well. Above her eyes was a faint tattoo, a crude circle with a dot on the outside. This female was banished from the clan, but at the same time, she wore the ornate clasps of the Garuk. He was unsure of what to think. Garuk, you are forbidden, he finally muttered in her orc tongue. In their orc tongue. I must report you to the Garuk. Okay, here we go. This is where Val comes in. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do several takes back to back to back to back and use the one that sounds the best. And so here we go. All right, so we're going to go, stupid, Val said dryly, trying to think on her feet. Okay, so one of the things that you got to remember is that you need all the context of what you're doing so that you can properly give the emotion in your voice that needs to happen. Like earlier when you heard me play that audio, that was when Val and Kador were sitting around a fire, and Kador was telling Val about how he doesn't have a family and how he really doesn't have any friends, and therefore that's why she's like, you have no clan, and she's very sympathetic because she's basically in the same boat, right? He can live in his civilization but has no allies, where she has no clan period and can't do it. And so it's like two sides of the same coin, right? And so she's empathizing with him as best she can in that scene, and so that's why she talks the way she does, and it's slow enough. And so that's why it sounds as somber as it does. And if you go back to the beginning, make fire. Not here. She's very angry at him, and she's trying to tell him, yeah, we need to make a fire, but not here. No, you go there. Yeah, she's really pissed. She's really pissed. Oh, as you can tell. You go, Uman, or I cut you. I got you. That's so good. Okay, anyway, enough of me flattering myself. Let's get to it. So, let me see. Stupid. Normally it would be stupid because you got to like draw out the U. Stupid for the Russian accent. But because she's speaking in Orcish, we're just going to go with the normative stupid. She says dryly, thinking on her feet. You do not know who I am. I am a spy for the Osharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I'm on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. Okay. So she is... So, thinking on her feet, and so this is going to need to be said fairly quickly, because one would assume that if you're thinking on your feet and you're trying to get out of a situation, a gigantic orc male is standing in front of her, a guard, I think it's a guard, and he is going to do bad things here, like arrest her or whatever for being there because she's banished, or kill her for that matter. I don't actually know if they kill her on sight. I'm not sure. Whatever. So you're going to try to get out as quickly as possible. And if you're trying to convince the guard, if you're trying to lie to the guard, you're probably going to go fairly quickly, which means you're going to want to have a very fast rhythm to try to confuse the individual. So let's see what we got. So let's see. Let's give it a go before we do any recording. Stupid. You do not know who I am. I am a spy of the Osharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. That get out, get. That was a bit too much. All right, let's give it a go, huh? Stupid. Oh wait. Stop. Ugh. I can. Sorry, hang on. Oh wait. I forgot. I had my fan on. And because it's on the desk, you can totally hear it in the recording. Can I set this somewhere else? Sorry. I just realized I could hear it. And while I can use noise cancellation to get it out, it's not nearly as good. It's not nearly as good. You can hear the fucking clock in the background. God help me. Well, at least I can, because I got the headphones on. You probably won't be able to hear it. And once I do the noise cancellation, you probably won't be able to hear it either. Okay, so here we go. Stupid. You do not know who I am. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. I don't know about that. Stupid. That sounded pretty good. You do not know who I am. Okay. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I lost too much accent on that. I am on a mission. That sounded more like me than Val. So we're just gonna delete. We're gonna do that again. Stupid. Okay, we're just gonna leave that one alone. It's gonna do its own thing. We'll combine it later. You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am. You do not. You do not know who I am. It's a little harsh. You. Excuse me 1 second. I should be drinking water, but whatever. You do not. You. It's always this word. Do not know who I am. So how would I say it if I had the accent? It'd be, you do not know who I am. Okay. So, you do not know who I am. 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 Ooh. You do not know who I am. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like that one. Okay, we're just going to pop that right there. Sorry, I know you can't see the Audacity thing in the background, but you'll be fine. That doesn't really need to be on the screen, in my opinion. Mainly it's just because it's a lot of technical bullshit going on in the background. By the way, this thing is all white. I literally have a filter on the stream, so it's not just a giant white screen. As you can see in my glasses, it is an absolutely bright ass thing. And I'm so mad because why in the year 2024, the year of our Lord, does not every single application and website have a f***ing dark mode? God help me, son. And I've even got a dark mode. I've had so many extensions that are supposed to make all your websites dark modes, and it doesn't work for this shit. Yeah. And I don't it irritates me so much. I can't even. All right, anyway. So you do not know who I am, and then we're going to go, I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. See, that's the accent. I can't do that. I am a spy. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. To the. Okay. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. Ooh, I like that. That was good, wasn't it? Listen to that. The Usharuk of the Usharuk to the Uman. That actually, I'm not gonna lie. That actually feels like it's like a audio translation of somebody speaking a different language. That actually sounds pretty cool. I went for the extra emphasis on the Usharuk. So it's like somebody who's known for speaking with authority and integrity, where you stretch out some words, especially the Usharuk, who's the leader. And then the Uman is use that like a slur. That's what you want to do. Uman. So you get that in there. To the Uman. Yeah. So you can feel the disgust when she says it. Okay, so it's the mark of the banished is only a coloring. So with the accent, it would be the mark of the banished is only a coloring. Okay, so the mark of the banished. The mark of... Ooh, that was bad. Let me... You know what? Let's go. Do it live! The mark of the banished is only a coloring. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. No, I'm deleting that. That sounded like shit. All right, there we go. So it's the mark of the banished. The mark of the banished. The mark of the banished. There we go. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. There we go. Let's try that. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I think it's the wording. So, I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. There we go. Yeah, that's it. So you gotta get that sexy, suave, like authority, like don't mess with me kind of deal there. So I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. There we go. So I started with the last sentence first so I could get myself into the, I'm bullshitting a guard and I'm trying to use my gigantic balls of steel that are colored green and that are female to get past him. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. Okay, all right. So I'm not sure how to feel about that. It sounds okay, but let's see how it pairs with the last sentence. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. Okay, yeah, that does work. That does work. I do wish that I don't know what to do to make it sound better. That's the problem. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. Okay, I can deal. One of the ways in which Val talks is that she like stretches vowels a lot, like Uman. I really like that. It's a Ferengi thing that I picked up from Star Trek. It's really, really cool. And so next is I'm on a God damn it. Practicing. It's funny because as soon as I hit the record button, the voice comes out. Practicing the voice outside of that feels dumb. And I guess that's what it is. Well, I can't feel like I hit it. So I'm just going to hit the record button and then hopefully it'll come out. So, and so I am a spy for the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. Okay, that was pretty good. That was okay. Okay, that was pretty good. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. I think I could still do better than the first one. That second one was not as good. It emphasizes the wrong things. So I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. Okay. So let's do this. I am on a mission. I am on a mission. No, I think what the problem is that I'm not emphasizing the I enough. Like the chest beat, right? So, the mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. I am on a mission. All right, how does that sound? How does that sound together with the last thing? That's what we need to figure out. Okay, so I of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. Okay, it definitely works better. But I think I emphasized the I too much. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. We can back that off. Absolutely. Absolutely. And everything's good. Everything's good. Okay. So feel free to, you're not going to disturb me if you talk because, I'm obviously not recording the entire thing. So just be aware. So I definitely need to do the I like that, but I need to do it differently. I am on a mission. There we go. So just a pause, not an extended I, but just a pause right after the emphasized I. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uma. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool. I
am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool.
Okay, that one's good. That fool, man. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, that's the hotness.
I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool.
Oh yeah, the fool. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, he's such a fucking badass, dude.
I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is only a coloring. I am on a mission. Get out of my way, fool.
Yeah, I definitely think that emphasizing the fool over the get out of my way, because the get out of my way sounds more like a plea. If I'm like, get out of my way, that sounds more like a plea, especially coming from her to a big giant male orc. Get out of my way, fool. No. It sounds more like a plea rather than an order. The order is, get out of my way. And then the fool is like the emphasis for command. You are below me, so do as I say. Yeah, I think that works. Let's try that. Let's listen to that one more time. Let's listen to the whole thing, shall we? Is that all? I think that's it.
Stupid. You do not know who I am. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. Stupid.
Oh, I put a loop. Sorry. That was bad.
Stupid.
That was... How do I get fucking rid of this thing?
Stupid.
Hang on a second.
Stupid.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. Looping, clear loop. There we go. I accidentally clicked the button to put a loop thing on there. Okay. I definitely think I need to redo this.
You do not know who I am.
It sounds way too male. It sounds way too male. I'm gonna zoom out on this. It sounds way too masculine. Excuse me.
You do not.
Yeah, it sounds way too masculine. So we're move these. Yeah, I thought it sounded good at first, but it does not. So
Stupid.
Shit. That was not good. There we go. I forgot it did that. So we're gonna have to move this into there. All right, here we go.
So stupid. Stupid. You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am. I'm on a mission. Get out of my way, fool.
Okay. So we definitely are missing the voice there. So
stupid. You do not know who I am.
Like that definitely sounds like Val, but I got the accent.
You do not know who I am.
I need to say it faster. You do not know who I am. That sounds pleading. Ooh. If I emphasize the you do not know who I am. Ooh, there we go.
You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am.
It's still too masculine. It's still too deep without the husky thing I'm trying to do to it to make it more feminine-ish for the orc anyway.
You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am.
That's closer. That's very close. That's very close. Let's try one more take.
You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am.
I think that pause was a little too long after you do not know who I am. Yeah, no and
You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am.
Okay, I lost the voice again, so we're going to try that again.
You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am.
That's it. That's it right there. Bam. That's it. That's the one. Okay, let's get this and drag this motherfucker. So we're gonna go delete. And un momento, por favor. Disculpe. Pardon. Alrighty. Normalmente. This doesn't happen, so. Alright, are we ready? I think we're ready. Audacity says no.
Stupid. You do not know who I am. I am a spy of the Usharuk to the Uman. The mark of the banished is